How the heck are you guys? I'm Fastidious and welcome to another Watcher of Realms video. We've got a guide for you today, a specific guide on a specific stage in the normal campaign. On the comments to my last video and also in my Discord and my Clusters Discord, I've heard a few people say they struggle with normal 7-15. So very quick disclaimer before we begin. I beat this very early on, so it's really easy if you do it the right way, guys. Well, easy is not the right word. As long as you know what you're doing, it's very doable. But now my account's a lot stronger. So I did this at the very end of day 2 for my free-to-play series account, which you're looking at right now. But now you see I'm a lot stronger. I'm over 300,000 battle power, and I'm at the beginning of day 6. So I'll just show you, just for full transparency. So we just claimed this. Tomorrow will be day 7, and we get Ein. However, I'm trying to scale down my heroes the best we can, and if I'm going to link up, I'll card up to it right now. On day 2, I posted my day 2 video yesterday. You can actually see exactly the champions I used, or at least when I go to my roster, you can see the levels they were at. I wrote it down here though, just for your convenience. So our 3 5-star heroes we used were Brienne at level 44, 4 stars promotion. Same thing for Amani, also level 44, 4 stars promotion. Then we had Baron, so we needed a defender at 5 stars. We had him level 42, 4 stars promotion. The other characters we used were Lightlock, Vortex, Cratch, Rex, Gluttony, and they were all between level 30 and 40, various levels of promotion, all 4-star characters, except for Cratch, who's naturally a 5-star. However, I'm gonna bring the weaker heroes that I can find to try to make this as clean as possible. Unfortunately, I can't do my auto run, not that that would be so helpful because I've since fused Rex into, Livian. However, it will be fine. We're actually gonna use Livian instead of Baron, because she's 5 stars now, and not nearly as strong as my Baron. So maybe that's a good parallel. Also, instead of Cratch, I know he's not a good legendary, but he's still legendary, so I'm gonna bring this guy. I think his name is Drogo. Is that correct? Yes, Drogo. And then what other change? We're gonna bring, before we did bring Borit just as a commander, but now we'll try to use him. And yeah, I will quickly highlight champions. We'll go over the roster after the run, but definitely you need 2 DPS. So you need 1 marksman for sure, and then either another marksman or a mage. I'm gonna bring a marksman and a mage. Maybe you could do 2 mages, I'm not sure. I guess it all depends on the strength of your account and your gear. So we are bringing Brienne, so we all get our Pokemon 4 potential epic marksmans we can get. So she's who I have. She's basically the only marksman on my account besides Cratch. And then I'm bringing my main DPS, so my number 1 DPS, that's Amani. So if you've spent some money, you probably have Iona. Iona would make this a lot easier, but just any DPS. So I'll just quickly talk you through everyone's role. So you need 1 defender for sure. 2 defenders would be great if you have them. Like let's say you pulled a Baron and then you also have Rex. That's what I did. But here we're gonna do 1 defender and then I'm just gonna use some meat shields to make it as easy as possible. So for that we have Borit, who is, as I said, 4 stars, only 3 stars of promotion. And then we'll use Gluttony, who's not a very good epic, but he's a fighter. So these guys all have a block of 2, and he's gonna be 4 stars, 4 stars of promotion. So that's where we go for our tanks. And then for DPS, you need, I would say, 3 DPS for sure. I'd probably bring 4, but 3 is really what you need. So I will go in order of, I'll call them DPS number 1, 2, 3 based on how strong they are. So for us, DPS number 1 is going to be Amani. She's actually 6 stars, fully 6 stars of promotion, but I'll try not to use her ult too much. I promise I did this with her at 5 stars, only 4 stars of promotion. Brienne, nearly how she was before, slightly better gear now, and she's 5 stars of promotion. When we did it, she had 4 stars of promotion. That's going to be DPS number 2. DPS number 3, I'm just going to use Voltus. My Voltus is not built very well. You can see all purple gear, level 40, 4 stars of promotion. Voltus is really good early game, so at least bring him to 4 stars. So easy to build. And I think that basically covers it besides our healers. For this, I would say you need 2 healers, unless you're really, really strong, but if you're really, really strong, you don't need this guide. Lightlock is great, he's really fusible, I suggest it. I think Lightlock and Camille who you also get for free, you can use 1 Camille to fuse a Lightlock and then find another Camille, or maybe you're lucky you get some healers, so we pulled a Vortex who's great, but you certainly don't need. We also have Nasande you could bring. Basically any decent healer. I would suggest Camille, and then hopefully you've pulled an epic healer, otherwise bring Lightlock. Alright, so let's hop right in. Oh, and then Drogo's just DPS number 4, and he's in really weak gear. I tried to keep him really weak. You see how low his attack is. This is gold, but I promise this isn't I mean, it's actually an okay piece, but let's put him in a worse piece here. Do we flat? Yeah, who cares? So terrible stats on him, but just trying to prove a point here. So I'm probably going to do as much 2x as I can, but of course I will switch to 1x when I want to slow it down, or I might pause it when we have to explain things. I hate this cinematic, guys. I hate these moments in the game where it's like you just want to get into content, get into playing, and they make you... If you guys have probably failed this a lot of times if you're watching this guide. How many times have you seen him say fate of death awaits you? So annoying. All right, first thing we're going to do is place our main defender, so that's going to go on the left. I'm going to wait till the last second. And then I want to make a quick note. All these guys are in the little cloud, which you probably know means like they're invisible unless you're on this eye. However, there's two other things you need to know about that eye. When the main guy, oh my god, what's his name? Amadeus, is that his name? Something like, I think it's something Mozart-y. Whenever he does his move with the tentacles and like drains the life out of your guys and heals himself, you can kill those tentacles and save your guys. This took me a minute to figure out. However, they're also clouded. It's hard to see, so you can only kill them with these guys on these squares. So that's very important. And then also coming from these side red things, you're gonna get the little globby guys, and they're like gray, black. But once they come into view of the characters, the heroes you put on the eyes, then they will be attackable, invisible to everyone, not just the people on the eyes. Okay, so we place that. Let's immediately get our main defender down. So I'm going to use Vortex. You certainly do not have to. For me, I would put more Vortex here, but someone like Midan or a Light Locker, I would do your number one defender here, I would say. So we're going to do our one healer, or maybe I'd say healer number one, unless you are bringing two healers, then this will be number two, otherwise just your only healer. And then I put healer, I said defender number one with Livian, and then healer number one goes on Livian's side, or defender number one side. So drop that. Now we're gonna get ready to put DPS number two, so your second strongest DPS right here. I suggest bringing a marksman and pointing upward so they can attack the main boss. Let's quickly get his name so I don't mess this up. What is his name? Ludwig. Okay, I mean, give me a break. So a different classical composer. So not Amadeus Mozart, it's Ludwig von Beethoven. Okay, that's some nerdy stuff. Okay, so she's got him, Brienne has got them in view now when they come closer, so it should be a bit easier. The next thing I'm gonna do is already get my next healer down, just to make sure everyone is as ready as possible. So I'm gonna get ready with Light Lock. So this is healer number two, so your second best healer. I'm gonna plop him down here. Let's go on to 2x. We're pretty good right now. Wait. Now I'm gonna get ready to put a meat shield down. So I would say two defenders is the best way to do this. We're probably gonna have to wait for the last second. We're gonna just get Gluttony down there. So there's a little meat shield, and now I'm gonna get ready to do main DPS. So your strongest DPS, and you see we're putting our strongest DPS on the second eye on the right, because it's matching on the other side from our strongest meat shield, so our defender number one, because that person will tank more, so we want to put the strong guy with the people that are tanking less. See, this guy hits super hard, so in 1 second we'll be able to drop Amani, and you see I'm holding all the ults right now. We want to hold your ults for as long as possible, and for Amani I'm going to go sideways, so this way she can hit spots in front of both of our melee units, so in front of our fighter and our defender, or if you have here your second defender. So we'll get going. I'm gonna wait, and once Ludwig comes forward, we're gonna have Brienne's ult ready, so we can get some damage out. You can also point Amani up, or your main DPS up, but if you're really struggling, maybe you're having trouble to clear the mobs before they come down, so that's why I'm pointing her sideways. So now he's within view, Ludwig is within view, and we can attack with Brienne. And now I'm gonna put down our DPS number three, and I'm gonna put him in this front slot, and if you notice here, he is being healed by both of our healers. So this is our weak guy, so we want him to be healed as much as possible. Now I'm going to set off Amani, because I think... No, okay, cool. So he's in Amani's view. For a second, I thought I was wrong. And we are going to... See, Voltus already died. I put some pretty bad gear on him. But if I had triggered Vortex there, we would be fine. So next thing I'm going to do is put down Meat Shield number two in front of, on the right side. I will hold off on Drogo for a second. Okay. And keep an eye on your ults, guys. So we want to really, at the beginning, focus on just tanking the damage from the adds and killing the boss as fast as possible. So once the boss gets into this view, right, he's within range of both of our main DPSs. So pretty good. Once we hit 23, yeah, I can even go from the back safer spot, and I'm going to drop Drogo, so there's just a little extra DPS. He's nearly down. And you see, so those guys coming from the side, you see they're like this kind of phantasmal looking color, this white, gray, black thing, that means they're invisible until they come into view or come within the line of view of your special guy. So let's set off Brienne. So we killed this guy pretty fast. Our DPS are really strong. However, it can take you like 3 rounds to do it. I think we killed it on the 2nd round there. It really doesn't matter. And from there, once he's down, it's all just about managing your ults and keeping an eye on things. So here's Nero. I don't even know if he's wearing gear. We'll put him down because why not? While these other guys load up, can pick him up. We'll get ready with Voltus. And now I think we can feel pretty comfy with Voltus here, and we'll just cruise to the end. So I'll just let this run, guys. I'll try to do as few ults as possible. Of course, my units are a bit overpowered for this stage now, but you see I'm trying to do as few ults as possible. I would say the main things you need to know is placement, right? So healer number 1 and defender number 1 on the same side with DPS number 2. DPS number 3 in the middle, some meat shields and slot in the right slot. So basically you have left screen, right? Then we've got healer number 2, DPS number 1. And then you can always throw DPS number 4 right in the middle too, because they're getting the extra healing. We'll set up Voltus just to speed this up. But this run's basically in the bag. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments. And if you want these videos to come out even faster, follow my free-to-play series, because it took a minute before I was hearing that people wanted this guide. I could have filmed it immediately after. I do have guides coming out. Now I'm just trying to think, hey, people are probably going to want this, so I'm just going to film it, because it is a difficult line to walk when you're like, I want to show you how I did it really easily free to play. But yeah, of course it's easy now when we have a 6-star and a bunch of 5 stars. But you see, I won't use any ults here. These guys come at the end, so basically by this point you definitely need the boss down. I'd say probably even a little bit before, so then you can just be charging up your ults. So then by this point you should have all your ults up and just let's slam through them. These guys are going to melt away. But I really hope this is helpful, folks. 4 more are coming. They don't stand a chance. Let's just speed this up. I'm just going to pick up Borit and put down Drogo. Yeah. If you want questions, if you want to send me pictures of your roster and I can tell you who I would use and what levels and what ranks they should be at, please hit me up on my Discord, the Fast and the Fastidious. I think that about covers it. Thank you so much, guys. Hopefully this is helpful to y'all, how to beat this on a budget, free to play, if you don't have great pulls like I haven't had. And I guess I'll see you in the next one.
Fastidious.